I have a wild story for you all coming out of Las Vegas. On December 27th, at the North Las Vegas airport, there appeared to be what was an attempted burglary or an attempted break-in to one of the planes at the airport. Now, I'm not talking about the big passenger planes. I'm talking about private planes, small, like single-engine planes. Well, on December 27th, it appeared that someone tried to break into one of the planes. But people were like, maybe we're just crazy. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe something else happened. And they didn't think much of it. December 28th, once again, it appeared that someone tried to break into one of the airplanes. Now, people were getting sketchy, right? And on December 29th, once again, it looked like someone was trying to break into the airplane. Someone was stealing stuff out of airplanes. I don't know what was missing, but at the very least, the people there could tell something was going on, right? It happened December 27th, happened December 28th, December 29th, happens again. They tell the police that, hey, we think someone's trying to steal an airplane. Well, December 30th rolls around, and guess what? Someone stole an airplane. From the 27th, 28th, 29th, it looked as if someone was trying to steal an airplane and nothing was done. They didn't tighten up on security. They didn't take any, measures to prevent this from happening. They told law enforcement it looks like someone's burglarizing the airplanes. Nothing was done. And on December 30th, someone walked right to where they were holding all of these airplanes at the airport. They hopped into an airplane and they stole it and flew it right out of the airport. And I can guarantee you all, a lot of you probably didn't know this happened. I didn't even know this happened on December 30th. I just found out about it yesterday. But dude hops into the airplane and steals it. And the story is so wild. Instead of telling you all what happens, I want to go ahead and roll this news clip. And then I'm going to be right back with more thoughts. But first, I need a big favor from all of you all. I don't ask for much. I need you all to start hitting that like button. We got to get the likes up. And I need you all to subscribe if you haven't already. But with that being said, let's roll this news clip, and then I'm going to be back with more thoughts.
High-flying heist. Police say a thief stole this plane, took to the skies, and flew it straight out of North Las Vegas.
The thief took off from the airport and made a hard landing just outside Barstow, where it ended up in a field. And take a look at this. FlightAware tracked the plane's movements leaving the North Las Vegas airport on Saturday, making its way into California.
This is as the Valley was on heightened alerts with New Year's Eve celebrations. Tonight, there are plenty of questions from police and the feds on the motive. Why would someone want to steal a plane? North Las Vegas police say 4 days in a row a thief burglarized planes, but on day number 4 he succeeded in stealing one, and the thief took off in this plane. Police confirmed the FAA plane registration for a 2020 Kit Fox single-engine plane. This is the plane's short-lived flight path documented on FlightAware. After 30 minutes, shortly after 4 p.m., tracking stops by the California border. Sometime Saturday night, the owner of the plane, who asked to remain anonymous, says they got an urgent series of calls from the Air Force saying a sensor went off and asked if they had just crashed or had a hard landing. This is where the plane was found, in a field just a few miles from the Barstow Airport. Police say San Bernardino deputies confronted 40-year-old Damian Zucaitis, caught him after he took off in the desert. Authorities asked the plane's owner to come to California to move their property, and this is what the owner found inside. Beer cans, beer bottles, a smoked joint on the floor. Authorities did not say where the plane was headed, but the owner says they found a binder with directions on how to land an airport in Corona. The owner says there was so much damage to the plane engine and propeller they had to tow it. Why would someone steal a plane? North Las Vegas police say the motive is unknown and the FAA and TSA are investigating. The day before, the owner of this plane says they told investigators twice they were concerned someone was trying to steal an aircraft. They filed 2 burglary reports last week. The owner found the locks were broken, the plane was untied, a cover was removed, and the master engine turned on. All signs, the burglary victim says someone was trying to move a plane.
Heaven forbid that something could have happened with this pilot that stole the airplane. We all agree that we would like to feel safer, that we would like to have the airport more secure.
Jeff Lustig, an aviation attorney with 2 planes out of North Las Vegas, is one of several pilots who would like to see additional security measures in light of these break-ins and theft.
Promoting more video feeds, more surveillance, having armed security after hours, but safety is a state of mind. And considering everything that's happened, I think that the pilots would greatly benefit from a meeting to discuss these issues.
The suspect faces charges of possession of a stolen airplane and transporting stolen property across state lines. They will face more charges in Nevada and be extradited back to face a judge in North Las Vegas. They're also wanted out of Idaho on unknown charges. A spokesperson with the airport says they confirmed the theft and the ongoing investigation. We've asked about concerns about security and possible changes. We've not gotten a response just yet.
Now, when I first heard about this story, immediately I was like, oh, this is a freaking terrorist. Dude stealing an airplane, probably plotting on crashing it into a building or something, and maybe he failed, Luckily, nothing too bad happened, but it turns out, as you all saw in the news clip, dude broke into the airplane with a 40 ounce, okay? He broke into the airplane, he's got his 40, he's got a couple of other beers, he's got a joint. Dude, oh man. It's hilarious, but it's scary. Because this is how easily someone walked right into this airport and stole an airplane. Whole bag of beer in tote. Dude's got a bag of beer in tote, joint hanging out of his mouth, walks right into the airport, steals the airplane, flies to California while smoking the joint, drinking his beer, having a grand old time, kicking off the new year better than any of us. I didn't do shit for New Year's, right? I didn't even celebrate New Year's Eve like that. I didn't even have a glass of champagne. Meanwhile, this dude is drinking 40 ounces in the sky, smoking joints in a stolen airplane, living it up. And the part that took me out is the dude has a notebook with instructions on how to land an airplane. Stole an airplane, rode around, smoked joints, drank beer, and while he has a notebook with a little bit of scribbled instructions on how to land the plane? Are you freaking kidding me? What in the hell? Hey, I know he had one hell of a day. He's probably regretting it right now, for sure. But when he first got caught, he was probably like, man, this is so worth it. I can picture him in the back of the police car, sitting there, the big smile on his face. Because at the end of the day, dude, you just stole an airplane, smoked the joint, you're high in the sky, smoking joints, drinking beer in a stolen airplane. You don't even know how to land it. You were like, hey, we'll handle that later. I couldn't get into an airplane completely sober and land it. All right? This dude smoking, drinking, notebook. Hey, how do I land this thing? I think I looked it up on Google. Hopefully I didn't miss, any of the instructions. But yeah, it's a very funny story. But at the same time, it's scary because look at how easily he accomplished this. If this dude, who obviously, I don't know how much training he had at flying, but obviously he didn't necessarily know how to land that well, right? If this dude is walking in and stealing airplanes while smoking joints and carrying around, 6 packs of beer, then what could someone do who really wanted to harm us? I don't think this dude had a lot of planning behind what he did. He tried to break into airplanes for like 3 or 4 days straight. He didn't. How do you not get caught? How was he not on? I don't understand how this dude wasn't caught, and I don't understand why this wasn't taken more seriously. If someone's trying to steal airplanes, you should take that very seriously, right? If this happened on a car lot, they would probably be out there trying to find them. But because it's happening to airplanes, they're like, oh, who cares? You're not going to be able to fly it. But if this dude who's smoking joints, carrying around his beer with instructions on how to land an airplane can steal an airplane from the airport, what do you think one of our enemies could do? If someone wanted to harm us, what do you think they could do? And here's another thing I want you all to think about. You know, we've gotten all these warnings that something bad is going to happen from the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security, right? We talked about this yesterday. We've talked about this a lot. We got all of these warnings that people are going to do something bad, that there's going to be an attack in America, right? So with all these warnings, you think they would have a heightened sense of security? They would beef up security and be ready for something bad to happen? But when you hear this story, that's obviously not the case. If anything, it seems like y'all were turning a blind eye towards the situation and kind of, I don't want to say, in a way you allowed this to happen because you had 3 days, right, of attempted break-ins and attempted thefts of these airplanes. You did nothing about it. You made no adjustments. And on the 4th day, the dude steals a plane. So in my eyes, in my mind, I'm wondering, like, are they standing down? Are they turning a blind eye to stuff like this for a reason? Because they want something to happen? They know that we have a lot of enemies. They know that we have a lot of people here probably plotting horrible things. Are they turning a blind eye, hoping that one of these people actually carries out one of these attacks or acts? You know what I mean? Because sometimes, you know, these agencies, they know that something's going to happen, and instead of preventing it, they let it happen because they want it to happen so they can have an excuse to do something else. So when I look at this, and I look at all of these FBI and Department of Homeland Security warnings, I'm like, what's the point of warning everyone when you're not doing your job? Y'all did nothing to prevent this from happening, but you want to put out warnings every day. So it really makes me feel iffy. And it really makes me feel on edge knowing that people could just walk in to one of these airports while smoking a blunt, drinking a beer, and could just steal an airplane and fly it into whatever they want to. Luckily, this dude, I guess, I don't know his motive. It seems as if he just wanted to drink and get high, and that's cool. Hey, you know, we need more criminals like this. I'd rather have a criminal like this as opposed to a criminal like the one that we talked about yesterday who tried to crash his car into a concert. You know what I mean? But let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. Do any of you all know how to fly? Do I have any pilots watching my channel? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're down there, if you're feeling generous and you want to donate to the channel, you can do so via CashApp. I'll have my CashApp in the pinned comment, or you can donate via Super Thanks, or for free. You could help the channel by sharing this video, liking the video, subscribing, ringing that notification bell, all of that glorious stuff. And with that being said, I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.